Depth map. What is a depth map? Because I think that would answer a few questions on how depth map shadows work. In here, we have overwrite existing dmaps or reuse existing dmaps. So let's go to reuse existing dmaps. What I'm going to do is just render this out using Maya software. When I use Maya software, it's going to write dmaps to the directory. I'm going to use production quality, make sure ray tracing is on, lights and shadows, enable depth maps. Okay, so now what's going to happen is I'm going to go over here and render out the scene. And I got just two options here. That's it. But what if I want to see what it just wrote? Well, over here in Finder, you're going to find on your desktop, if I go to lights, and then if I go to render data, you're going to get a depth map. Now, these don't tend to open, okay? And why that is sometimes you can get them open on a PC, but a Mac you have a harder time. But you don't really need them open because they also exist within images under lights. So those are the files that you're using as a temp. These are the actual. This is the actual combined. Now, what you should do with if statements is go in here and go to get info. And make sure fcheck is in here. I went to other, Autodesk, Maya 2009, and you want fcheck app. That way you're not digging for that every time, because now I can double click this and it picks out. So a depth map is running the same principle as a depth channel. The depth channel is located on Z. Everything white here is, up front more. Everything gray is in midground, and everything black is in background. I want to show you how you can use this type of map in order to do a thing called like post rendering. What I want to do is save this out, save the image out, and I'm going to just save it on the hard drive as a TIFF. Okay, I also want to use a Z and save that. So I'm going to save them separately. Now what I can do is I can go in here under Photoshop. I want to set up this workflow. So I'm going to close this one out so you don't see what I just did. Close this one out. And what I want to do is go File, Open. I want both these open now. I want to take this one and copy it. Then go over to this one and paste it. This is post rendering, or a render pass. In order to use it, all I do is have to switch this over to overlay. And now the quality of shadow just improved tenfold. If I uncheck it, I get this. If I check it, I get this. Also, I have total control over the opacity on it. So a lot of times we as artists, we don't rely totally on Maya. What we'll do is render pass something and then bring it into Photoshop and post render it. Alright, so that's one of the things that I wanted to show about the depth map and how to use it. People hate depth map shadows, but I would say that depth map shadows are important to know because of depth map render passes. So in the next video, we're going to look at another form of shadow.